Hello everyone, this is Thomas Pepin NHL Talk. I'm Thomas Pepin and let's play some NHL. So continuing the NHL 23 franchise mode series where I've taken over the Toronto Maple Leafs. We're on our third season and I'm tempted to repeat some stuff I've said before, so I just won't this time. Something I'd mentioned yesterday, we're on track for our third straight President's Trophy. I think it was over 10 points ahead of the next best team in the NHL right now. So doing quite well. And I can't recall, because I'm supposed to hit, I think it's 52 wins or something like that. So that's 16 more wins out of how many more games? 16 out of 31? Actually, yeah, so then that means I need to only go 500 basically to hit the goal. I think that's an owner goal. Yeah, 52 wins. Hey, so we might actually hit it. I thought it was a bit, high expectations because last season we got 51 wins. To ask, so we got President's Trophy. You expect us to win President's Trophy every single season? Like, come on. That's what, I try to do, and I do my best to do. But to have that as an expectation, I mean, come on. And then the sellouts, we already lost that because of playing around with pricing. So, but I don't really care. I think in the first season I had my primary goal where I failed. It's like sometimes they'll have it where you have your in order, like your most important goal is like to win your first home game, and it's like, how are you supposed to guarantee that you win your first home game? It's a bit stupid. So anyway, some of these owner goals are a bit ridiculous. I wonder sometimes, because I haven't played through like a career as a GM. That's what I'm trying to do, and I'm doing it all live. And so I'm wondering if they accumulate as knocks against me and I eventually get fired, even if I win like multiple Stanley Cups. I wonder what's going to happen with that. But anyways, I guess we'll see. Completely off topic, but might as well bring it up right now. I have some food in the oven, so approximately halfway through the stream, I'm going to have to disappear for literally, it's going to be like 2 minutes to take it out of the oven and stir it up. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that ahead of time. So anyways, so we are, I believe, up to date on everything. One thing I might have to do in this stream before the deadline is we've acquired Kirby Dach, and he's supposed to be filling in our third line, and my target for a third line guy is something like what would I say? A bit over half a point per game, more towards like 2/3 of a point per game. 3/4 is starting to get a bit high of expectations because what I want is first and second line essentially to be a point per game, and it's just unrealistic to expect that out of your third line. But anyway, so an example, Bedard's pretty much right on track. He's got 39 points in 51 games. That's exactly what I'm looking for. So, yeah, right now through 4 games, he's a -1, no points. So you can't. And I think he even went up to the first line for 1 or more of those games. So there's no real excuses at the moment. But we'll see what happens. Okay, so I think everything's all good. I think all our injuries are cleared up, so we're in great shape. I mean, I almost feel like it's not a good thing at this point in the season. I'd rather have injuries now than them recovered just before the playoffs, but maybe you shouldn't hope for injuries. So, anyways, we'll continue on through. I believe it was, had Mrazek in net as our starter right now. Because, yeah, if you haven't seen previously, this one's due pretty much now. Oh, was I meant to do it right now too? I was. Whoops-a-daisies. Been through a few games, so I hope the maintenance still lines up where it's done before we have home games, because I think it impacts 7 days. Yeah, so I think we're okay. So if you didn't notice right away, insufficient funds for everything. So I always wait till 50 approximately to do repairs. And after, so at some point during the season, because I always minimize my operations money allocation, and I don't know if you need to, but I do that just out of caution to make sure that money that shouldn't be spent isn't being spent. So that's why I'm doing this right now, and I'm going to keep going until it's one thing above where we have insufficient funds. Yeah, so I just go up one, and I think that's it. Yeah, so I always minimize it as much as possible, because I don't know if things get spent if you allocate money to it. Like if you over allocate, if it all gets spent. I don't know. I don't think it does, but again, I just out of caution, I don't. I was just thinking something I should check. But anyways, yeah, out of caution, I always minimize. I was just thinking about something else. I'll check in a sec. Oh, and I should say we optimized our prices, so I pretty much won't be checking anymore. I checked the past couple of times just to make sure that it's on target. So I was just thinking, can I see our current percentage of season ticket sales? So of the available season tickets, how many are sold? I don't think I can, which is annoying because you have to wait until it tells you, and you can't adjust your money allocation. So marketing, you can't like adjust it through the year as you determine, what's best. All right, so I guess you can't check, or at least I haven't discovered it yet. Is there a way? It's so stupid. Some of the stuff they need to adjust, and Improve. They should hire me to do it. All right, so that's done. Yeah, Mrazek's supposed to be in. I was gonna say, he hasn't had. So the requirement is if you lose 2 games in a row or lose 2 of 3, you're out of rotation for goalies. Or you go to the back of the line for rotation. And so he's just lost 1, but I think prior he has wins. I'm just going to double check that before I proceed. Yeah, so he had wins before that. So he's still in net for now. He's not in net anymore. I'm a pretty harsh GM and coach, I guess, because I'm doing those decisions. To only allow 2 losses in a row or 2 of 3, that's a really high expectation. But hey, I'm not wrong, because otherwise we wouldn't, have won 2 President's Trophy, a Stanley Cup, and then be on pace to win our 3rd straight President's Trophy. So maybe I'm harsh, but it works. Then likewise about the trades that I make, like I gave to Chuck, I think 30 games, and we traded for him in the offseason, and that's it. I mean, hey, if you're not fit, and you're out of here, even if I like you. And in his case, I do like to Chuck, but Matthew, by the way, not Brady. Although I'm sure he's nice too. Hey, not a huge injury, because thankfully we have a good depth defenseman. What do we do now, though? Because Parayko's a right, and the guy that's coming in, Zaitsev, is also a right. Right. We're kind of stuck. I mean, we've got 2 lefts on the first line. 25. Look at that, 31 points in 54 games. And he's mostly been playing second or third line. That's pretty stellar. 18, 20. So I think Seider's actually going to pretty soon come off of being our number 1, so to speak, defenseman, because Slavin's above him. Well, and Orlov technically is above him too. Okay, well, we'll put Parayko because he's the better defenseman on his offside. Zaitsev on his strong side. This one is like this. And I just thought of this, and I'm surprised that I didn't notice or think about it sooner. I have 4 right-hand defensemen. Those guys are extremely rare and extremely valuable. And I got 4 of them. It was never a plan. I just chose people based on performance and fit with our team and all that. Just so happens that I also got some scarce resources. Okay, so we will make an adjustment. So Cider, you've been given plenty of opportunities. You are no longer our lead defenseman. We're gonna we're going to reward Orlov. And he's on the right, so what we'll do here is bring Orlov onto the first. And then the... Oh, wait, no, that actually is right, because we're also doing a left guy. So Slavin has technically been better than Cider as well, so he's going to get rewarded. Orlov. And Slavin. Alrighty, so now we got Quick as our starter. And he's got a win under his belt already. Oh yeah, I don't. Yeah, I do need to check this. Stupid thing. Sometimes you press down and it doesn't even do anything. See, like I pressed down twice there. Stupid. Oh, before I do this. So, as always, we play our better goalie against the weaker team on back-to-backs because you get points in the bag, or you attempt to get points in the bag. And then if you win with your lesser, or at least at that point in the rotation, the lesser goalie against the harder team, then bonus. But always get points in the bag. So in this case, Quick remains in net, so I don't need to do anything. But I'm just going to double check that he is still in net, because it does rotate on you automatically, because I have that on, and the reason I have that on is because if you turn it off, the AHL goalies don't get rotated, and that completely messes with, well, the realism, a whole bunch of things. All right. OT win, I'll take it. Win's a win. And now it is, what's his face? I always forget his name. Wedgwood? Wedgwood's supposed to be the starter for this one. And one thing I was just thinking of is Kirby Dach, how I'm supposed to move him before the deadline. I won't get to test out the next person, but actually, yeah, that just reminds me. So our other person that was on our list to potentially trade for was Lawton. And he fit with us before perfectly on our third line. And in theory, if we bring him back, he should slot in. So it shouldn't be risky. Because the thing is after the trade deadline, you don't know. Like if a guy isn't a good fit, you have no choice but to keep them. And just because we have a history with Lawton, which we didn't really need to trade him. We did because we thought we were making improvements, and in the end, some were, others weren't. So, yeah. So bringing him back, I think, in theory, he should slot in and be just as good as he was before, but, you know, you won't know till you bring him back. And until it's too late, because you'll be stuck with him, but whatever. It won't be the end of the world. So, Wedgwood lost as the second goalie in rotation. So if he comes in to replace Quick, he has no leash. So if he loses one of the next two, then he's not going to be keeping his starting spot. Yeah. Come on. See, this is the one thing that sucks about editing lines all the time is it's a bit tedious, but okay, so this one's an interesting one because Bedard doesn't have a good first line fit and his endurance is not very good, so to slot him into the first line doesn't quite, it's not ideal. Dubrov can play center because he can do face-offs. But I think Bedard's the next one up to be brought up. 41 points in 57 games. 37. Now he's actually gotten up to where he's supposed to be. And pretty quickly. And 4 goals in such a short period of time. So he's actually fitting. We might not need to trade him. Okay, so also Dach can play center, and his face-offs are better than Bedard's. So it seems wrong to put Dach up, but because of line fit, in theory, he's supposed to perform better if you believe this video game and what it kind of tells you to do. So that's what we'll do. Beauvillier, I believe, is still our best performer from our fourth line. So, oh, he slipped. So 5 in 11. Uh, 13 and 33 is still very good for a fourth liner, but not better than Beauvillier. 14 and 36, also fantastic, but not the third liner. So, which is not a bad thing because we need or should have somebody who technically is a center to play center. So he can play center, and he's coming in now. Yeah. So I mean, like, this is perfectly good. As long as you're getting, I'm okay with like, what would it be, a fifth of a point per game? No, less than that. Anyways, so like in 20 games, 5 points would be great as far as I'm concerned. So what? That's a quarter of a point per game, yeah. So that or around that's kind of the target for the fourth line, which is a pretty high target, but you can't win unless you aim high, I guess. So Dach comes in. It's a weird thing to go from third line to first line, but it's line fit matters. This stuff is correct anyway, so I don't have to worry about that. So actually this line change is not all that difficult, except for the fact that sometimes this thing locks up where you can't actually select things. Ooh, this is a good question. Do I put Bedard here or Dach? The reason is because Bedard right now is playing penalty kill, so I have to go with Dach, to be honest. Just because Bedard's... Why is this wrong? It's not how it was supposed to be. Yeah, his endurance isn't good enough. And having him play too much is going to hurt. So what do I do here? So Keller with Bedard and then Dach with Kane? Or do I go Thompson with... Because Thompson's not currently playing. Who's better defensively? Nearly certain it's Thompson. Yeah. And also he plays on the same line as Kane usually, so... and then here... I guess it's going to have to be. Alright, so Kane... Thompson, then it's Bedard, Keller, Pasternak, Chubarov, Dach, Kane, Thompson, Keller, Everly, Bedard, Orlov, is that right? Yeah. What else is wrong? Shootout? So Keller comes up. I think it's Thompson's the next best. Yeah. Alright, so that's all fixed. Yeah, and Quick's on a roll already. See, this is a good thing about the goaltending strategy thing. He was backup, he comes in, gets on a roll. As soon as he's not on a roll, you try somebody else. One of them's going to get on a roll, and then you just keep going. I like the strategy. I mean, I'm a bit biased because it's my own strategy, but I think it makes tons of sense. That was an away game. So it should just be those two injuries. He comes back today, technically. So next game, Haig's back. Then make sure Quick is still in net. Starting to smell my food. Hey, and on that note, actually, a technique that I use, which is kind of weird, but it actually makes sense. to know if your food's pretty much ready. If you can smell it, it oftentimes means that it's boiling or bubbling or cooked or whatever. So just a thought. Something I use. Okay, so multiple people are apparently ready. Just gonna have a quick look at this. All right, so then that must mean everybody's what? Multiple players? So I guess it must have been somebody else got injured in the game and then recovered already. And when I say in the game, I mean like in the previous game that the team would have played. Okay, so then it is, what's his face? Hag is in. Zaitsev's done okay, 3 points in 21 games. Not the best. And I think it's one of those goals is from when he filled in as a forward when we needed him. And Hag's not really much better, but look at his plus minus 19. That's pretty crazy. Okay, so if we brought him in, then we'll need to flip for that one. And that one. That one, and then I think that's it. Then make sure Quick's still in net. Oh yeah, and again, if you haven't seen before, I save manually because in case I make some stupid mistake that would never happen in real life, it's just my way to make it more realistic. Because like, let's say you accidentally trade McDavid for a third round pick. Like, I mean, obviously you didn't want to do that. And to hold yourself to it's just kind of a bit unfair. Okay, so we just had the first loss for Quick. So if he loses this game, he's out. If he wins this game, he keeps the net. That was a home game. So see how we have insufficient funds again? Once we make that adjustment, it should be back to normal. So again, I don't know if it's absolutely necessary the way that I do things, but at the very least, it doesn't hurt, that's for sure. Okay, so injuries. He's back in, holy geez, I just realized March 9th. Oh, it's not as bad. I was thinking April. Okay, geez, so that's like only week and a half, 2 weeks away. Quick still in. Yeah, so when they get injured in games, sometimes it advises you, I guess, as if you needed to do something. 8-4, it's a win. Any win's a win. I don't care how we win, just that we do win. So it should just be Hughes. When it tells you that a guy got injured, I always check to make sure the lines are correct, because I'm always concerned that they do something, like the game's going to kind of change things, but everything looks okay. Quick is still in net. And with Hughes out, I want to see. So he's kept increasing his performance. So even filling in on the first line, he's kept going up. So nearly at a point per game. So I think we should be okay, and he would actually be an improvement on Lawton, because Lawton, I think Lawton was at a quarter of a point per game, maybe 2/3, something like that, or half a point per game. No, about half a point per game, I think was about right. So anyways, being at a point per game is definitely better than that. So yeah, anyways, long story short, it looks like we won't need to make any more moves, which means we don't need to do anything for the trade deadline. Now, or at least nothing dramatic. And I was just thinking, I need to double check about, a couple things actually. So don't need to scout yet, that's one thing I could always remember to check. If anybody has changed to franchise, and so the answer is no. So that means we are not going to try to get a draft pick this draft. So I might as well just pull it up. Currently, we have next year's Pittsburgh draft, and they might have some retirements, and their team's already bad. So that might be an extremely valuable pick, which is the whole reason we got it, I think 2 seasons ago or something like that. And then otherwise, these are for next season, so there's no rush to trade them. So really, we don't need to do anything except maybe trade depth players for assets, which would be draft picks. So we'll consider that just before the deadline. I think I did everything. I forget now. Another back-to-back. So, which one's the weaker team? I think it's Tampa right now. 33, 26, and 1. 30, 25, and 6. They're pretty close. Yeah, but it's still, I guess, technically Tampa. Okay, so then we need to flip our goalies for the first game. I forgot to check something. Okay. So parking lot, we're going to need to upgrade shortly. We want, I think it's Wedgwood is in rotation right now. Yeah, so Wedgwood's going to play game 1, Quick game 2. And if they both lose, then it's going to be Mrazek that jumps up to first. So, because Quick just lost the game. And I'll let you know now. Like I said, I need to pull my food out of the oven. So after this back-to-back, because I think it's going to be ready, I'm going to do that. So it'll be 2 minutes after we get through these. So Wedgwood is out of rotation, in which case and we might do the upgrade right now too. Yeah, there's never going to be a better time, really. Okay, so let's do the upgrade. So we need to allocate more money. Okay, that's done. I don't need to do that. Oh, that's what it was. So I need to take Wedgwood. He can't even be the backup because he's right at the back of the line. So we put Quick in. Mrazek comes in as backup. Save that. Then we get through this. Wow, so both goalies are at the back of rotation. So technically it's going to be Quick. Who comes up first because he at least had some wins. So we're actually on a bit of a slide right now. I mean, compared to normal. And yeah. Okay, so 9th and goalies. Mrazek comes in. I'll just save anyways, and then it's going to be about 2 to 3 minutes for me to take my food out of the oven, and I'll be back in just a sec. So just bear with me like 3 minutes. All right, I'm back. It's funny. I almost brought my oven mitts back to with me when I came here. So, and it sucks, when you make some food and now I have to wait an hour and 12 minutes before I can eat it. But anyways, all right. So we can move forward close to the deadline, but I don't want to go on the deadline so that I have time limitations. I'd rather make trades as I feel like it. So, first, what's the saying? First, something order. So the first thing to do is to check that Dach is still good, which I think maybe it was a couple games ago, but yeah. So I mean, he's right on target. Another thing to factor in is his plus minus. It's not a critical stat just in general, but because our team's so good, it couldn't be negative. If it was negative, he's just really not fitting in. So it's positive. He hasn't kept up the same pace with points, but he's in the right direction and he's at the right amount. So we are going to keep him. Look at 21 goals in 55 games. I don't know what line he was playing on before, but with the team he was on before, I think it was Ottawa, was it? Yeah, but anyways, to be at that number of goals and to be a third line player on our team, I mean, that's pretty darn good. So he's staying. Let's just double check about the rest of these guys. 8 points, half a point per game as your fourth liner, plus 10. Can it be better? Half a point per game? Just under plus 14, fourth line player. 5 points, it's getting a bit low. Plus 3 is still positive, so as long as you're not negative. How many years left? So we might not re-sign him, but we're definitely going to keep him. So there's no point in trading him away when he's fitting in. But he's a perfect, 13th forward guy that comes in for injuries. So his plus minus is not good, given that he has 15 points. But the 15 points is good. So he's been fine. We'll keep him too. So no moves to make. Heg's great. Everybody else I know for sure is fine. Zaitsev. Not ideal numbers for a seventh defenseman, but not horrendous. And we've got lots of options in the AHL if he just doesn't work out. Oh, on that subject, what's his contract? So he's still got a year. He just we might not keep him in the off season. We'll keep him through the rest of the season, though. Okay, so no moves there need to be made. I think this is going to be a very quick and easy trade deadline for us. Look at that record, 41, 19, and 3. It's pretty darn good. All right, so what's the best way to do this? I guess start from the bottom. 12 points in 28. He's going to go. 4-11. He hasn't played much, though. Four and 11, so pretty darn close to getting rid of. 18 and 30's not very good. 24 and 30's perfect. That's exactly what we want from an AHLer. So 4 in 11, and he's got nice time, so there's no excuse. We just signed him recently. I hope that's not going to hurt our GM reputation thing. 17 and 30, like this stuff's not good enough. Snively's the only guy. Four points and 11, that's good. 25 and 30, see there's another decent forward. 2 and 14, he slipped. Because he was good enough to play as a depth defenseman in the NHL, and he's just hasn't done good enough. This guy's going too. Man, so I stand corrected. We have, even this guy's going to go. Or wait, no, those are NHL numbers and his AHL. 6 points, -3, 10 points and 23. Jesus, that's not good. Do we need to keep him? Not really. So he's gone. 25 and 44. Still not good enough. He's gone. So yeah, definitely stand corrected. Pretty much almost all of our AHLers are going to get traded. Kolyachonek, how has he done since he went down again? 13 and 35, so not as good. He's kind of lost his pace, but still not bad. Boyd, he's done good. 35 and 46, plus 22, so he's definitely staying. Moser, 27 and 52 is quite good. 20 and 52, plus 20, very good. 14 and 31, that's good enough. 30 and 52, very good. So all those guys are good. 26 and 49, perfectly good. So it's basically from here down. Okay, so the best technique here is to always have one player that teams want in each trade, because then it'll some kind of improve the assets you're going to get back. So Ryan, we need to find a place that's going to take multiple players. 3, maybe. I think we need more than that. 5, that works. Okay, so Ryan and who else? Oh, wait. Before I do that, I need to find the rest of the guys that other people want. Tempted to give this guy more of a shot. 4 points. Oh, that's still not good enough. You should have done better. Okay, so you're gone to you. So what I'm doing here is, these are all guys I'm going to trade. I'm just going to double check though. And so I'm going to quickly skim through all the teams to see if anybody wants any of these players, and then I know if I have to if I keep them available and package them separately. So we went down to their Capo Bianco. We signed him for 3 years too, which is a bit annoying because he played well last season, but not good enough this season. And I think this is where it ends. I know Ryan for sure, but the rest, I want to see if anybody wants any of them. No. Okay, so then the next step is to have anybody with additional trade value as being the center of a trade. So that's going to be Cogliano and Maliak. So it's probably going to be 3 trades with each of those guys, those 2 guys and Ryan as the centers of the trade. Yes, they're going to be centers of the trade, but it's not like they're of critical importance. So we'll start with Cogliano. And then I guess we'll start with the higher overall guys. Capo Bianco. And anybody else for now? No. Okay. So we'll start with this. Choose any random team that has roster spots. Also, these guys have, well, at least for this season, good trade value. All right, so let's try a 4th round pick. Seems unlikely to go. Maybe it will go. Let's start with a 3rd instead. That's fine. Okay, so that's 3 guys gone. Next up, we'll do Hamaliuk. And who else? Highmore. Hardman, I guess. We won't do the same team. Let's do you guys. So it's probably going to be a 6th round pick again, but still attempt the rest because you never know. See? Okay, so in this case, what I'm going to do instead is we're going to package a 7th and move up in picks. So in this case, we're going to try to get a 3rd with what we have. Now, I'm going to take off these guys to start, and then add them in. It probably still won't go through, but I don't want to give up more than I have to. So in this case, we'll do McCarron. Then, who was it? Was it Highmore? No, Hardman. Okay, so then here, now we can slowly move down. There we go. So basically, we just upgraded a 7th to a 4th, which, I mean, essentially at no cost because those players were for free. So this is how we make up for the fact that on superstar level, you're always going to lose your trades. So this is how we claw some of that back. All right, and then now it is Ryan, Highmore, Hayden. I think that's it. I mean, Ryan, we technically could have kept, but to be honest, I mean, he's not really. He hasn't done, like, he should be at a point per game in the AHL, and he's not. Snively's just shy of it, which is good enough. Campney's okay. Smith is just shy of it. So we basically got 2 AHL forwards that can come up. And we've got like I think like 5, 6 options for defensemen that can come up. So we're in great shape for that. We won't need to use maybe more than one of them in the end, but oh yeah, were we trading Boyd? No, he was a point per game. Or close enough, yeah. So we're keeping Boyd. And then everybody else we're keeping. Okay, so now we can package these guys for a team that wants Ryan. And we'll go for a 2nd. That's not going to happen. Can we move up again? 6th. Let's try. Highmore. Hayden. Okay, so we can't move up to a 2nd with this. Maybe let's try this instead. Whoops, wrong thing. 4th. and Ryan. So we might be able to pull this one off. Okay, so not quite there, so we'll go back to the original plan. We'll go for a third. Seems like an overpay for this team. Let's try a different team. Oh, Pittsburgh turned it around a bit. They were doing way worse. Calgary? Oh wait, do they have enough space? Yeah. They don't have a third round pick. They don't have space. Well, I guess it's going to have to be Nashville. So I guess we'll do a third and one of those unsigned drafted players. 53, 18, 71, 19. 71, 19 it is. Okay. Still not good enough. Fourth round? This one's got to go through. No way. Huh. Okay. And that means we'll do this. Then maybe I shouldn't have done it exactly in that way because I didn't find if that was the optimal trade, but whatever. We will try to get a third pick from somebody. Now from here, though, I don't think we'll be able to move up. So Hayden is what we have left to trade. Are we going to be able to upgrade either of these? Because I could have sworn I saw a third round Calgary pick somewhere. I just need something with an increased value for a third pick. Like this. No. So I think we're going to be stuck with Hayden, which is not... Oh, we've got that goalie that hasn't fit. I completely forgot. Sogard. He's gotten better. 10 wins, 5 losses, only 903. So, and Wolf's been our starter, and he's done great. So, we will trade him. And I think the trade value is going to work. Yeah. So it did work out in the end. Now, of course, I mean... Oh, hey, Real. Just noticed that you're in. Just working on moves before the trade deadline here. So anyways, what I was just about to say is, yeah, we don't know if those... Because like there's those slight variations in the value of the draft picks. So what the game is doing is anticipating how poorly they're going to do in the next season, and or how good, and then they adjust the bar from there. So we've got one that's a technically better value. So you can see the difference between the Carolina one and the New York one. So from trading more assets, you can move up even within a draft pick technically, but it's just you don't know how the season's going to go the next season, so it might be all for nothing, but hey, whatever. Okay, so we've done all our unloading of players. We signed all these players and then we trade them all away. But, oh, if you didn't notice, so we had, what did we have? So we had a second round and I think it was a second and a fifth, and then now through getting rid of all those players, we've upgraded to a second and 2/3. So, yeah, so that's the whole reason of signing free agents. You test them. If they don't work out, you trade them. Then you keep the ones that do. And those are your depth guys. So now what I should check first. So I was thinking about signing another goalie now that we've unloaded our backup. No. Okay, so I won't, because this guy I want to have develop, and they do have him slotted in as backup. So we'll let him play, and we won't pick anybody else up. So that concludes our trade deadline moves. And I'm just going to sim up to our next game. So we're at 90%. I think last season we're at 91. So I need to adjust our marketing. So 80-20. So I think in the end, based on that, I need to go to 50-50 at the beginning of the season. 50-50, is that right? It must be. Or at least that's going to be a good starting point for next season. So, Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I am going to do that, but I don't know if I should adjust this. I guess I should. Well, like, I mean, this for sure I have to, in order to sell out the rest of them when we're at 90%, we're going to have to put them right to the bottom. And I'm also going to change our marketing to like 90 something for season tickets, and then the rest general, I think is what they have it titled as. But yeah, for next season, because I think we had 91, but I forget what I had as the like 91% sold. But I forget what the allocation was. So anyways, so next season we'll try 50-50, see how that goes, and then yeah, go from there. And if you didn't, well, I didn't explain it, so maybe I should. So the reason I minimize is because we never, so at this point, if you haven't sold, I would say something like 92 or 93% of your season tickets, you probably won't sell them all. The only way to get close is if you minimize your prices here. So that's why during the regular season, you might want to allocate your marketing budget to some higher percentage for season tickets. Okay. I don't need to go into it because I already did everything I wanted to. I thought the game froze for a sec. Okay, so we will do marketing. So I'm going to do 2% and 98%. And don't forget, because I have sellouts every game, because I've done pricing correctly, there's no point in doing game ticket advertising. So that's why I don't. Okay, so marketing's done. I don't think any of this needs to be touched for the rest of the season, actually. It looks like maybe concessions, but seems unlikely. All right. I haven't checked for a bit, so let's just check tickets. We should be selling out all of them. Ooh, not executive suites. I think $1 cheaper should fix that. So we'll adjust that in our records here. All right. Upgrade and maintain is good. Injuries. Yeah, I thought I remembered him coming back soon. So that's 3 days away for Hughes. The goalie, I won't touch it yet. Simmons, maybe we claim him. These are pretty sure those are NHL numbers. 10 points in 49 games is pretty good. What's his contract? Oh, he's 76 overall. And he doesn't even fit with our lines. Should I take him just to improve our AHL team? That's a good question. It was a two-way contract? Yeah, so in this case I will actually claim him just because we got rid of all of our forwards for AHL, so he'll just stay in the AHL and help stabilize that team. Okay, so now I can double check my goalie is correct. It should be Mrazek. Good. We can save. Oh, and we have scouting probably soon or now. 3 games. Okay. We'll let the simming finish, and then we'll go edit the lines. So Hughes should be fully recovered. Okay, so Dach, yeah, he slipped a little bit. Bit streaky it seems. So he's going to go back to where he was. Beauvillier, how'd you do on the third line? Still doing good. You go here. Foligno. Still very good. Put Coles in. Man, his plus minus is slipping. He stayed the same. But yeah, not good enough to stay on the fourth line. So Hughes comes back. And now we got to adjust all of this again. But I think this one's straightforward if I'm not mistaken. For the most part. That is that. Bedard, Keller, Churov, Pasternak. Hughes comes back here. Thompson comes out. Now, I'm not sure who's better of Eberle and Dach. So he's 45 points in 64 games for a third line player is crazy good. Man, our team's decent. Stupid thing. So 45 and 64 versus 37 56. 12 and 17. So I guess it's still Everly. The numbers don't lie. Mrazek's supposed to still be in. So yeah, we're on a bit of a slide. 5 and 5 in the last 10. For us, I mean, that's bad. For any other team, that's normal. I'm supposed to get 52 wins by the end of the season. How many games left do we have? What is that, 18? So we need to go 10 of 18 for me to meet that goal. I don't know if it's going to happen, but we'll see. Hag injured again. Thankfully not the most critical, because we have Zaitsev. I think that's all the fixes. Okay. All right, so that's good. Oh, I might as well just check. So we've dipped there as well. Let's put that down to all right, so that's good. Just have the one injury. And this is why you check about the goalies. See, this is the thing about being more involved in the management of the team, like deciding who's going to play net. As small as that, see how the game switches to quick, but Mrazek's the one that's on a roll right now. So the game is going to actually make you do worse if you let it just do its own thing. So it's important to, or at least sometimes it's important to be more heavily involved. I mean, if you want to do better, I guess. Okay. So Hag's back, and we got. See, this is it's the one annoying thing, which is why I think the game penalizes you for stimming through stuff too much. It's annoying to have to do all of these line changes and stuff, but it's the difference between winning more games and losing more games. I think that's it. So I think we'll be able to get up to the playoffs by the end of the stream. That's how it feels. I think we're at scout time. Or did I miss it? 67? Maybe I missed it. We'll go up to 70. Back-to-back losses. Mrazek, you're out. And Wedgwood is back. Yeah, the one good thing after being past the trade deadline is it's just simming. You can't do trades anymore, so it's a lot quicker to move through. I mean, still with injuries and stuff, you got to manage those, but it's just one less thing to worry about. One thing I was thinking just now is I haven't paid enough attention to the performance of our AHL team. Maybe I should have been doing more. I mean, it doesn't matter. All that matters is the performance of our NHL team. The only time it's ever going to really matter is if we have prospects developing, and I don't even draft people, so I don't. It's like the AHL team is not even important whatsoever. So maybe in the future, once we get towards the end of my career, maybe it'll be more important once we have more prospects growing in the AHL, but until then, probably. Man, Pittsburgh really turned it around. They were doing pretty poorly. 41. Okay, so Quick plays game 2 and Wedgwood game 1. That was a home game too, right? Actually, on that note, this is a good thing to check. Yeah, so parking still sells while it's in the middle of even an upgrade. So that's good to know. But the number decreases and the fan happiness seems to decrease too. Stupid thing. I just thought of something. I'll do it after I do this. Oh, whoops. I was meant to switch them. So what I was thinking of is maybe I might do some contract extensions. I just remembered that it's something I could theoretically look at. It's not critical or anything, but it's like it can wait till the off season, and I don't think there's really anybody to do it for. Heg, 2.1 million. Hinestroza, are we even going to re-sign you? Is a good question. I don't think we will. You don't have RFA status, so what's the... We're just going to let you expire. Now, out of interest, you want far too much. So you are getting traded in the off season. So he's, in terms of rank order of our defenseman, he sits as 6th. And there's no way I'm paying 3 whatever million he was asking for our 6th defenseman. It's impossible. Okay, so this is main roster. It doesn't include goalies. Quick, you're 39. Your save percentage really dipped. So we might not even re-sign you. 19-9, good winning percentage, but that save percentage is not very good. What happened with our goaltending? Yikes, everybody kind of dipped. Huh. Because everybody was like 9-3, 9-2 save percentage. Those guys both still have term. You know, in theory, he could even come up to the NHL if I wanted him to. He's played well enough. 29-4-9, 9-3-1 save percentage. Like, that's pretty darn good. So, anyways, who else do we got here? Ference, 28 points and 57, 25 years old. You know what? We might as well just do these now. I don't. Can I keep you at a good price? 3 years. Let's try it out. Okay. Simmons, we're not re-signing you. We just picked you up for 28 points in 38 games. Is that good enough? No. We're going to trade you. Kempney is not interested. Snively not interested. So, I mean, they're not that important anyways. If they're interested in the off season, we'll consider it, but yeah. That is it. So we're at 70 games. We're supposed to do our scouting now too, actually. I mean, it really doesn't matter because we're not drafting, but should I even bother? Huh. Well, you never know if something's going to change with that first overall pick, if any of them are going to turn out being a franchise guy. Seems extremely unlikely, but you never know. So we'll just do it. Actually, you know what? Let's just go up to 30. $29. Whoops. Ba-dum. Oops. Cool beans. So that's done, although it's not really necessary, I don't think. We'll still do it. All right. So it was that guy we want, Nestroza. He goes center. That's it. Then this is quick. Cool. Hey, we're back in some wins. It's about time. I say that so I'm casually complaining about losing, what, 2 games? It's a bit ridiculous, but as I mentioned, I guess I have high expectations. Alright, Quick should be still in net. He's not, but now he is. Save. Yeah, as long as we don't have like a whole bunch of injuries, we should be able to sim up to the playoffs. It's going to be the goal here. Back-to-back losses. Quick, you're out. So I mean, at this point, I don't have much to say. Like I said, we're just kind of breezing through the games up till the playoffs. There's not, I mean, I can't do any trades. There's no real major changes. Man, Wedgwood lost too. We need to win 3 games in the last 6 for me to hit one of the owner goals. Okay, so 36 and 35, 36 and 34. So Wedgwood technically plays Islanders and then Mrazek Tampa. Okay. Wait, no, this is correct. Save. Wow, Wedgwood even. No good. Was it Wedgwood that lost the Florida game? I think so. I'll know because if we have 4 straight losses. So 1, 2, 3, yeah. So then it is Mrazek's in for good as the starter for now. Yeah. Man, I'm not feeling so confident about my goaltending coming into the playoffs here. Because we've had a few stretches of bad games. I mean, not that it's all on the goalies, but actually on that note, have the players done anything wrong? 61 points and 73. 69 and 70. 51 and 58. So yeah, a lot of the players have slipped a bit. 73 and 77. 72 and 78. 69 and 72. I mean, they're not bad stats, but Dach has slipped slightly, I guess. 19 and 30 is not bad, but 63 and 77. 51. Man, our 4th line, that's -6 is horrendous. What did you do? He's even. He's still okay. Yeah, our 4th line's not doing good. Ever since we had the injury to Foligno. I mean, there's nothing I can really do about that, though. I think I did everything I needed to. So yeah, we'll sim up to the playoffs. If I have to go overtime, it's not going to be by much. So it's all good. No, I don't need to check. I was going to check the ticket prices, but it's not that important. I think everything's still selling out. It should be. So more or less, Mrazek's been our go-to goalie. Everybody else has kind of slipped in consistency. Quick has been better than Wedgwood, so I think going into the playoffs, we're just gonna. Oh, this sucks. We'll maybe go in that order, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. This is annoying. So I guess Dach is gonna come up. Beauvillier. Oh wait, before I. Actually, yeah. So, because what I was going to do is wait for Foligno to come back, but actually, even if he's not fully healthy, I'm going to play him just so that I don't have to pull anybody up from the AHL, because I don't really want to or need to. Alright, so I think actually here we'll move Bedard up. Dach will go down. Oh, and I forgot about the strategy thing. So it's going to be Hughes, and then that's Pasternak. What do we do here? Hughes goes up. Go with Dach. Hughes. Oops. Okay, so in this case, Hughes comes here. Thompson comes in. Hughes. Thompson. Hughes. Thompson. Dach. Okay, and that's it. Oh, I forgot about and I'll need to check something else anyways. $34. might as well check. Good. So he's going to miss probably a little bit of the playoffs, which really sucks because he's really important. Mrazek is in for game 1. It was a bit of a gamble to play him when he wasn't fully healthy, but like I said, it's not a big deal. And Mrazek's out of net now. And I have to win both games to meet my apparent goal of 52 wins in a season, or in the season. That was a home game, right? Yeah. So now I'm concerned about my goaltending. I'm not going to hit my goal given to me by the owners. Oh, the stress. I mean, it's a video game. It's not a big deal, but still. So it's Quick comes in. Wedgwood. I don't know if I like this rotation going into the playoffs. Maybe what I should do instead is let's go Quick, Mrazek. So I think we're trading away Wedgwood after this season. He's not a good fit, and then we're gonna let oh, did I? Pretty sure I left it what it was supposed to be. Yeah, we're gonna let Quick just expire then. So Mrazek will keep. Even him we might not keep. I don't like our goaltending situation, really. It might be our Achilles heel for the playoffs, but we'll see. What was I doing there? So that was an away game, I'm pretty sure. Oh, that's what I was doing. Technically supposed to do my scouting now. Let's just do top 10. Oops. Ugh. I wonder if during this GM career, if there's going to be any franchise goalies. That would be pretty cool. I wonder what the impact of a franchise goalie would be. Because I don't know if there is even in the game right now. I don't think there is. That would be crazy, actually. So I guess that's it for scouting. That is our final game, and it's going to decide if we hit my goal of 52 wins, owner goal, not that I really care, or if I do not. And I do. Hey, hey, hey. Not bad. Okay, so... well, you win some, you lose some. Not overly happy or too upset with these results. My God. We got 52 wins, so we got one more win than we did last season. We won President's Trophy 3 years in a row now, and you're somehow not perfectly happy? Like, jeez. Some of this stuff is so stupid. Okay. So the season's over. I don't think I'm going to do it in this stream. I'll do everything next stream, since essentially next stream is the playoffs and the start of the off season. So because I have to do pricing for the playoffs and all that, and I'm not going to, because I've already gone over time. That was a home game. What I will do is just check some of the miscellaneous here. Prices I won't think about. Injuries, we just have the one. He got re-injured? What are you doing, Foligno? Okay. So we're going to have to pull somebody up, because I'm not going to play him injured in the playoffs. Quick and Mrazek we'll keep as the duo to start. So we'll essentially treat it as if I did nothing at the end of this one here, but I'll save it to where we're at. And we'll save. No, we won't do a duplicate. We'll do that next time. Okay, so let's do a recap. First, we'll just take a look at owner goals. So we hit 3. They wanted us to have a sellout in 39 of 41 games. So there's 41 home games in a season. They wanted us to only miss 2 games not having sellouts. That is a ridiculous expectation. As it always says under state of the team for Bayer, anything short of a Stanley Cup is considered a failure. Again, what a joke. We just won the Stanley Cup. So I just wonder, like I said earlier in the stream, in the long run, like, missing some of these owner goals hurt my overall, like, does it accumulate in terms of my reputation and then them eventually firing me? Or is it done on a yearly basis and like, let's say you miss one of those goals, but you win the Stanley Cup or go deep in the playoffs? How does it treat it then? So, for example, in the first season, I think our goal, what we were assigned was to get to the third round, and we got eliminated in the first, so we didn't meet that goal, but I think we met the rest of them. Then this one, we missed the sellouts, 39 of 41 games, which is ridiculous. So I just wonder how they, like, if it, like I said, accumulates, or if it's just each season they kind of consider you. Because like I looked before, do I have like a GM contract? I'm not seeing anything. Is it 3 years? Is it 5 years? Is there even talks of it? Because I haven't played this since 2014, so I don't really even know what those kind of things, how they happen. So anyways, we'll figure that out, I guess. We end the season at 52, 25, and 5, which with wins is the best we've done. I don't know if points is the best, and I can't really check, or I could, because I wrote it down in the description there, my records for previous seasons, so I could do the math on figuring that out, but I don't know if I will. I don't think it's that important. We beat the next best team by 100 points, or 100 points, by 10 points, which is pretty darn good. Our goals for per game, I don't think it went down, but our goals against went up, I think, because we were a goal per game difference, but now we're not. So we still are the best team for goals for per game. Goals against were second. So we kind of slipped there since last time we checked, but not by much. I was just looking at, I thought maybe I was seeing wrong, but their goal differential per game at least is like less than 0.2, and they're second best in the league. That's wild. Fourth place had a negative differential. How's this all even possible? Does anybody have a positive differential? Negative, 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 negative. Here's positive. So Boston's going to be... Oh, Atlantic Division. I'm not looking at the full league. Oh, my bad. That was a dumb slip up there. Okay, so we're in first by 4 points. Still, anyways, it doesn't matter. Yeah, nonetheless, still first in goals for per game. Then here, I think it's 8th. Yeah, 8th for goals against. So, yeah, we really did slip there. Power play percentage, 3rd place. So that means we moved up there, I think. And then penalty kill. We're one of the worst in the league, it looks like. Second last. So maybe we need to make some changes to our penalty kill. I mean, it's a bit late. It's a bit late to do that. Maybe just change the order of who comes out. Let's do that before I forget. Because because I might not remember for next stream because that's going to be on Saturday. So, penalty kill. So we want Hughes, Pasternak, or Thompson, Kane. So we'll do Kane, Thompson, Cider, oops, Dobson. We'll just flip those. So here is Bedard, Keller, Haig, Pareko. And then Hughes, Thompson, Bedard works for me. Okay, well, maybe that'll make a difference. I don't know. But we're not going to change anything too crazy. Again, we've 3 straight seasons with President's Trophy. If you win the President's Trophy, I mean, even if your penalty kill isn't perfect, the combination of everything is. So, the last thing, let's just have a look at our players for points. So nobody really, stood out, I don't think, in terms of compared to the league. Our best player is, what, 7th in the league? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 7th. Goals, we're not even top in goals. So, yeah. So, pretty unimpressive. I mean, like, we won the President's Trophy, so maybe I'm being too rough on our team. Hey, he played more games than there are in a season, I guess because of the trade timing. Yeah. Basically, just could have been better. And then just in terms of like individual performance, but the team performance is great. And everybody's kind of meeting their expectations of point per game first line, point per game second line, and then third line like 2/3 of a point per game, and fourth line 1/4 of a point per game, something like that. Mrazek was fine. 912 is perfectly acceptable. Quick is, on the low side, and Wedgwood's below expectations. Now, his previous season, he was barely better. Did he play in the playoffs? 1 game. So I think Wedgwood is out. Mrazek, this is his first season with us, and he hasn't played in the playoffs really before for a while. So we'll see what happens with him. Him we could keep. He's done good enough. Like, look at the winning percentage. It's pretty good. 3-1, so. And then 2-1 basically for Quick, which is good winning percentage, but save percentage is a bit lacking. And otherwise hasn't played in the playoffs in the game yet. So, So we're starting with Quick. We're going to go to Mrazek, and we're going to try to avoid pretty much going to Wedgwood, is I think the plan. And then Mrazek still has a couple of years left. Wedgwood only won after this season, so it's certain that we're trading him, and then Quick expires, so we're just going to let it expire and let him go. So we could, because the other thing we have with our current roster, at least, cap space. So I think in the end we ended up with 2.8. We could spend more money on goalies next season. We might do that. We might kind of go with two primary goalies and then maybe a third goalie that still we rotate as normal, but maybe has we just have two that are kind of a bit better, maybe making $2 million a piece, something like that. But we'll figure that out in the off season. So these playoffs, I'm not as confident. The goalie that brought us to the Cup is no longer with us. On that note, I wonder how he's done. Let's have a look. Because maybe we were wrong to have gotten rid of him. But he was asking for, I think, something stupid for contract when we were trying to re-sign him. There he is. 924, so he did quite well. Didn't play many games, but oh, he played a bit. That was last season? Oh, yeah, so last season. So during the regular season, he was kind of mediocre. And then in the playoffs, 921 was the save percentage. So maybe I'm being too harsh on my goalies because he had an average regular season and then they did quite well in the playoffs. So maybe that can still happen. I think compared to our Stanley Cup winning team, we're probably slightly worse, but it's not by much. It's really close between the two teams. And then to start the playoffs, we're up against Columbus, which obviously they have to be 8th seed. They were 42 and 32. We were 52 and 25. So, I mean, a pretty big gap. And where did they sit in the entire league, just out of interest? Because I have a feeling, because the game is a funny thing, that they're going to be pretty high across the entire league because it just tends to work out that way. No, actually, they're one of the worst to make the playoffs. So in the end, we are properly matched up, so the game wasn't crazy and did something weird. So, I mean, in theory, on paper, good matchup for us, but you don't know till you see the results. So that's what we'll see on Saturday. So that's where we'll leave it. So again, 3 seasons in a row with the President's Trophy. That's a pretty decent start to my career as GM, especially given that I haven't played this game, like I said, since 2014, really. So not bad. And yeah, so if you like the stream, hit the like button, share with your friends, subscribe, turn on notifications. The channel homepage has upcoming streams, which is tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to do a recap of free agency up to the time of the stream, basically. Pretty much everybody's signed, I think, except for maybe a couple decent players, but pretty much everything's done already, which is not usually the case. Usually it extends into, maybe a month or at least a few weeks, but pretty much everybody's signed. So quick and competitive, I guess, for free agency. But anyways, that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. For things that can't be scheduled on the platform, like franchise mode, you can check the About section of my channel, and it runs Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Be a pros whenever I have time or feel like it. Any comments, leave them in the comments. Suggestions, same thing. And we will see you guys tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern.